Today on Geek Devotions, we're talking about having a message that's so important, you'll risk everything to deliver it. Hey guys, welcome to Geek Devotions, a show from a couple of devoted geeks, devoted to letting people know that they're loved. My name is Dallas Mora, and I'm so glad you hit the play button. Do me a favor, if you like what you see today, hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and be a member of our wonderful devoted geek community. And as you watch, leave some comments down below. It'd be kind of cool if you commented as the show was going. I'm just saying, that'd be kind of a neat thing for you to do. As someone growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s, you can bet that one of my favorite sci-fi films, one of my favorite sci-fi epics, is The Matrix. I love The Matrix. I really do. Even the last two, they were kind of wonky. They're a little weird. I still appreciate them in some way. One of the things I appreciated the most about the franchise wasn't actually the movies, but something called The Animatrix. The Animatrix was a series of 9 short films put together, done by different anime artists who told different aspects that took place in and around the Matrix trilogy. I know that a lot of people weren't really a big fan of this little intro into the universe, but as someone who's really into anime and into art, I appreciated seeing other people have an opportunity to put their own style, their own feel into the franchise, and the way that they all took their own little spin on it. It was really quite interesting to me. But there was one thing about it that really stuck out to me. It was the very first aspect of the DVD, and it was called The Final Flight of the Osiris. Now, spoilers, this actually takes place like maybe 10 minutes before the start of the second movie of The Matrix. Truthfully, at the time when this came out, when I discovered it, I was taking animation classes at my local community college, and so I was absolutely drawn to anything that was 3D animated, and this was just an absolute gem to me. I loved seeing the way that they animated the characters and just the different aspects they did within the world of the Matrix. To be honest, I think some of the 3D animation was even better than what we saw in the actual movie at times. I mean, come on, the rubberized Neo and Mr. Smith everywhere got a little ridiculous. But this one little film, The Final Flight of the Osiris, was art. It was gorgeous. It was a lot of fun. But it makes me think about a few things too. If you're not familiar with The Final Flight of Osiris, I recommend you check out The Animatrix. But what takes place essentially is the Osiris, which is one of the ships in the vast army of those of Zion, which by vast I mean it's people struggling to survive. They realize that the enemy, the Matrix, the robots that are in the real world, they are about to burrow themselves into the ground right over Zion, and they need to get a message across. This is a message that's so vital, so important, they knew they had to get it to those who needed it. Interwoven into the story was this little love story between the captain and a lady named Ju, and Ju was the one that had to get the message across, and she understood the importance of it. And between her and the captain, right before she gets plugged right back into the Matrix, there's a moment where they realize this is the end. They may never see each other again. Now, legitimately, they don't have to do this. They could take off, escape from the machines that are about to attack them, and survive. They could live happily ever after. Well, as happy as you can in a mostly nuked world. But they could survive. They could. And they would be together. But this message was important to them. They knew that if they did not deliver this message, this one warning, that it could risk the lives of so many more. And so they sacrificed to themselves. They sacrificed the love for each other to make sure this message got out, that people would survive. And it ends, and it's very tragic. I really want to encourage you guys to check it out, because it ends quite beautifully in my opinion, and quite sad at the same time. But as I watched this, it made me think about some other people who have a very important message to get out. This episode of the Geek Devotions, this is really for those of you who are missionaries. And for those of you who maybe you feel the call to be a missionary, I want to encourage you. You guys have a very important message that needs to get out. And some of you are going into lands and territories where it's dangerous and it's scary, and where most people will be like, you know what? That's crazy. But you've done something special, or maybe God's calling you to do it, and you're starting to question things. You have something very important. You have a very special thing that you need to do, that you need to get out. That message is hope. That message is salvation. And I know it's hard. There's some hard choices that you've had to make. Or maybe there's some hard choices you will need to make that people will not understand. They won't understand why you're making the sacrifices you are making to get this message out. But I want you to know this. As someone who's never really done that before, I'm proud of you. I'm honored that you would even be watching this episode. You're an inspiration to me and to so many others. The sacrifices you've made, the sacrifices you're willing to make, or that you will be making soon. I'm proud of you. Thank you. Thank you for being willing to carry this message to a place that nobody will ever maybe even know your name. Some of the greatest stories that are out there are stories that involve people that nobody knows. You hear all these stories about these great evangelists and these rivals that take place, but they all go back to one person that some people don't even remember. It goes back to an important moment in time, and that could be you. There are people that you're ministering to on a regular basis, that there are little kids and adults and families that you are struggling to reach and to love and to encourage, and you may not get any gratitude for it day in and day out, but you're making an impact. You're delivering a message that's so important that it will change lives forever, and you're making a sacrifice. I want you to know that I'm so proud of you. I feel like I've said that several times already in this episode, but it's true. I am honored to know you, and most importantly, the Father in heaven, God, is proud of you. He's proud of the sacrifice you're making. He's proud of what you're doing, because what you're doing is carrying the heartbeat of God. Romans 10, verse 14 through 15 says this: How then shall they call on the one in whom they have not trusted? And how shall they trust in the one they have not heard of? And how shall they hear without someone proclaiming? And how shall they proclaim unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who proclaim good news of good things. Looking at that passage, I know this one very important thing: that those who go out and proclaim the gospel of Jesus, God will bless them. He will take care of them, and He will help them through. It doesn't mean you're going to see droves of people come to Jesus and repenting every time you get up and speak, but it may mean that as you walk through it, that you will see certain key things take place that you never thought would ever happen, and you will rejoice greatly because you will see God taking care of you time after time. Now, for those of you watching, maybe you're not called to go to a foreign country. Maybe you're not called to do certain things. But whoever said missions were really about going out to the world? Maybe your mission is right there in your backyard. Maybe your mission is the people in your neighborhood, or maybe the people in your school and your workplace. Everywhere you go is a mission. You, my friends, have an important mission. I know I've been proclaiming this mostly to those who are going out to foreign countries throughout this whole episode, but you too have an important mission. You have a message that you have to get out, and it is so important for you to do that. You will have to make sacrifices, and you may look a little strange and people won't like it, but I encourage you, walk it out. It's so important, and I want to let you know I appreciate you for being willing to go out on that mission and to deliver that message. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Geek Devotions. This week's question of the week is simply this: what is your favorite movie where the mission is to get a message across? Leave your comments in the comment section down below and let us know what your answer is. And also, just leave some comments about the episode. Let us know what you think about what I had to say and how it applies to your life in a very practical way. So, yeah. Celeste, you have an answer for the beautiful people here?
I do. I think at the moment, because there's always new and older movies that I haven't seen, but at the moment, my answer would be Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
Very much. I just liked the way that it ended and immediately made me want to go watch New Hope. Do you have an answer?
Yes, it was actually what we talked about in the episode today. Oh. So there you go.
I haven't watched the episode yet.
Oh. It's alright. It's all good. So guys, leave your comments down below. Let Celeste and I know what your answer is. So there you go.
So also, in case you have noticed, Alice is very nice, very Very sleek looking shirt.
Yes.
You should check out our friends over at Geeks Under Grace. They have all kinds of really cool merch, and we want it all.
Yes, we do.
So will you.
Celeste got me this shirt here a couple of weeks ago, and you'll see on the screen on their website, you'll see this shirt and many other shirts that you can get yourself. And this is not a paid advertisement. We just like supporting our friends. But also, just a favor, check out our friends at Retro Rewind Podcast, because they also have really cool shirts that you can pick up. So check them out, support other geeky ministries. So yeah, that's a thing.
Don't forget to check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're not as active on the Twitter as we could be, but we're working on it. So, but there's always, at least once a week, there's some Facebook exclusive content.
Absolutely.
So check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I believe that's about it, Celeste.
Oh, and don't forget to check out ComTalk.
Oh yeah, don't forget ComTalk. That's kind of important too.
We forgot about ComTalk. We're sorry.
We are. So, but check that out, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, like I said, that's all we have for you guys. Leave comments down below. Communicate with us. And hey, if this message ministers to you, or maybe you have a missionary friend that you feel like needs this encouragement, send it to them. We love to encourage people. That's literally what this channel is all about. It's encouraging people. Let them know that they're loved. So, there you go, guys. Take it easy. Peace and love.
Stay devoted.
Yeah! Ready?
This is how we do it.
Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. This is how we do it. That's the way.
You need to put that in the bloopers.
Something is wrong with me today.
There needs to be bloopers this week.
Alright, ready? Alright, 5, 4.